This is about the Blueing Retreat located in the parkland region of Manitoba. We've sort of got several phases. Right now it is a working cattle farm, and we've been hosting some private retreats as well. And our intention is on further phases to develop an edible food forest and also an intentional community. We're located, I kind of think of it right in the middle of North America. Geographically, you know, it seems like it's in the center of Canada. I don't know if that's true or not, but so the little balloon there will give you an idea of our location. So, and I'll give you some estimates of driving time in a few minutes. So we're located right on the corner of Riding Mountain National Park. The park is home to a staggering diversity of living things. There's the grasslands, a forest, lots of animals, plant life, wetlands, and lakes. It's located in the Treaty 2 territory. The blue dot then shows our location here right on the northwest corner of the park. And according to Wikipedia, Riding Mountain National Park consists of 2,969 square kilometers of forested parkland, in sharp contrast to the surrounding prairie farmland. It was designated a national park because it protects 3 different ecosystems that converge in the area: the grasslands, the upland boreal, and eastern deciduous forests. I arrived on the scene in 2019. I moved from Alberta. My partner, Danny Perrin, has farmed here for 30 years. Previous to coming to rural Manitoba, I was living in Lethbridge, Alberta, and I had a wellness business. I had been living in the city, so even though I had grown up on a farm, coming out here was returning to my roots, because I did live on a farm. My dad was a farmer. My mother was an avid gardener. So I grew up on a farm until I was 17 years old.
Great.
Here's a picture of Danny. We have over 2,000 acres of grasslands, bush, trees, and lakes. Manitoba is considered to have over 100,000 lakes, I believe. A lot of these lakes, I know in Alberta, we'd probably call them sloughs or ponds or something like that. So we do have a number of these bodies of water on our property. It's a great place for wildlife viewing as well. So we, regularly see coyotes, elk, deer, moose, bear, that sort of thing. This is the Blueing. That's where we got the name from. The Blueing is a body of water that borders our land. So one of the pictures of it right here. And we are surrounded by a lot of conventional farmers, mainly who are growing canola. So here is the nearby canola field. And in the 30 years that Danny has farmed here, he's seen, the family farm disappear, right? As more and more industrial farms come along, they clear all the trees and they plant canola.
Inside.
Here's some of Danny's cows. My favorite is the Speckle Park. You can see the Speckle Park calf here.
Cute.
You never know what colors and how the coloring's going to come out. So it's always interesting. I got involved with Life Force Canada back in 2020. In April of 2021, I guess it was, Kathy and I started the Plan Council Manitoba, and we just had the opportunity to meet for the very first time after working together for months and months and months. So this was in July. Yeah, so that was kind of fun to finally get to hug her. So
that's incredible.
Yeah. So our vision is to establish an intentional community designed around healthy lifestyles, growing good food, and engaging in creative arts and recreation. Celebrate the family farm, local food, lifestyle, health, and wellness. to create a deeper connection and appreciation of the local flora and fauna, to regenerate the forests, the ponds, the wetlands, and the prairie ecosystems, to respect the ecological principles and holistic agriculture techniques, and of course, most importantly, to encourage health, freedom, and sovereign living. Well, this is just a picture of our backyard. I love hanging my laundry on the line in the summer. Good food is really important to us as well. So it's wonderful to have lots of fresh produce from our garden during the summer. We have a lot of natural light, and that's really important for healthy living. This is my pumpkin harvest from 2020. I ended up with 44 pumpkins, so I had to give a lot of them away. Seems that everything I plant grows pretty well.
That's incredible, Karen.
Yeah. Danny has a number of hay fields, so he's just in the middle of haying season right now in order to feed his cows during the winter. This is a back view of our home with apple tree. This was the tomato harvest. So as far as our retreats, I just started hosting the retreats in July of this year. It was something that I had intended to start back in 2020 when they started to lock things down. So yeah, so I've had the opportunity to start hosting people, so far just solo retreats, kind of the culmination of decades of my work, just being able to bring people to the land, to the farm, to have a rejuvenating experience. So the world needs people who retreat from the world in order to see it more clearly. I've listed here just a few of the plants that I've discovered on the farm that have been foraging. Of course, there's dandelions, and I hope to do more with the dandelions next year. There's a wild asparagus clover, which I've used for tea. The rhubarb is abundantly in the growing in the pastures. Just picked some more yesterday. We do have mushrooms. I think Jenny said they're called morel mushrooms. We have hazelnut trees. So we've picked hazelnuts. They're not as big as the ones that you find in the stores, but tasty nonetheless. And there's burdock, saskatoons, horseradish, and plantain. So it's just a few of the plants that I've identified so far. And we have so much horseradish. It's so large. I'm considering that we're the horseradish capital of Canada. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm laying claim to that. My background is primarily in aromatherapies. That's one of the foundational areas of my healing business and my retreats. So I'm particularly focused on beauty and anti-aging, cleansing and detox, and that sort of thing. Just a picture from my healing room. Again, the intention is to create an intentional community with co-housing, regenerative agriculture, soil rejuvenation, edible food forest, medicinal healing gardens. I do have lots of herbs in the garden now, but we have plans for creating some new gardens as well. This is one of the lakes on our property. As far as the location, again, we're in the parkland region of Manitoba, close to the northwest corner of Riding Mountain National Park. The nearest town is Inglis, and we're very close to the Saskatchewan border. On my cell phone, if I don't lock it, then it often will switch time zones between Saskatchewan and Manitoba. We're just about half an hour north of Highway 16, an hour north of the TransCanada Highway. It's about a 10-hour drive from Edmonton or Calgary to where we are. The closest city, at least where I go shopping, is in Yorkton, Saskatchewan. it's a nice little drive. And the closest airports that I'm aware of would be Brandon and Regina. Here we are laying the foundation for our lake house. And this is the interior. It was actually an old office building. And so we hope to get the renovation started this fall. Plan to host, people like writers and artists and that sort of thing would like a kind of a glamping experience and to be off grid, surrounded by nature right on the lake. So we're going to build a deck out the front of the lake house as well. Again, lots of garden fresh produce. Some of the activities around the farm are, of course, planting in the spring, garden and yard maintenance, foraging for wild edibles and medicinals, and then harvesting and canning in the fall. Lots of opportunity for nature walks, hiking, biking, horseback riding, and as I mentioned before, wildlife viewing. Lots of hunters come to our property in the fall as well and go duck hunting. There's also winter skiing at a nearby ski hill and also snowshoeing. Many opportunities for nature photography, crafting, woodworking, painting, etc. Here's a picture of the deck with a cat having a nap. Mm-hmm. Some of the skills and talents that we require at the wing are landscapers, gardeners, seed savers, healers and wellness practitioners, builders and carpenters, general laborers, webmaster, marketer, investment partners, chef, bread maker, canning and food preservation experts, photographer and videographer. So we're looking to attract people with all kinds of talents and skills that would be interested in participating in the adventures that we have here at Blue Wing. This is a picture of our garden area. We have a couple of raised beds plus garden area, and this is the area. It's a little bit smaller than maybe an average city lot, and that's where we're going to be creating the food forest next year. Just a little bit about the Rejuvenation Clinic. Again, my interest is supporting happy bodies that love to receive healing therapies. As far as accommodation, at the moment, we have a guest room in our home. We have a fifth wheel travel trailer or RV, and we have a camping area, a campground where you can bring your own RV, tent, or trailer. We have a bunkie, which is like a little bunkhouse that sleeps one, and I'm just in the process of converting it right now. So we have a tree hammock and off-grid glamping at the private lake house. Again, that's just in the renovation process. In the future, we hope to renovate the loft of the barn as well and create some dormitory-like accommodation there. And in our pasture, we've looked at some awesome areas where people could build some dome homes and create an eco-village. So that's kind of exciting too, to look at that as far as one of the future phases of development whenever the time is right and the people are ready to come and join us. This is the fifth wheel. Edible food forests. We have amazing sunrises and sunsets year round at the farm, and I kind of go crazy taking photos. So again, future development is a 7-layer permaculture landscape design food forest to create farm gate garden market sales, to build a geodesic dome greenhouse similar to the one pictured here. I think this was from the Arctic Domes. Is that the name of the company, I think? Develop a plant and tree nursery as part of the food forest. Have a local seed exchange. I've been using structured water for, over 10 years now. So we're going to get a hot tub with a structured water up and running by next summer. Again, 4-season dome home eco village, medicinal herb garden, microgreens business. We do have, again, several lakes, as I mentioned. There's a possibility of canoeing and kayaking on these lakes. Yeah, I'd love to see something like community garden tea parties and potluck dinners as well. So there's just so many opportunities to engage the community and visitors and people who choose to come to the property. Some of our lilac trees. This is our dog. It's our cattle dog in the picture here, and she loves herding cattle. Yeah, it's just a wonderful place to, where you can sit and think or meditate, do yoga, reflect, right, that sort of thing. So it's wonderful to have a quiet spot where there's no traffic noises or anything like that. And this is the area that I've allotted. This is our garden shed here, and it's where again, this is about the size of a city lot, and hope to build a greenhouse or perhaps the geodesic dome buildings in this area here. These are the raised beds. And that's the contact information. And that's it.